Hey Tony, it's Friday. And first off, to answer your question of the week, no, I have no immediate plans to have that game start again. Eventually, probably, but currently I'm working on some Starfinder stuff and also just the job hunt and all of that is going to take up all the time. So, no, I have no plans to redo that game. So you might notice that I got a haircut. I needed it because my hair was getting really long and I'm going to start having interviews. I don't have any interviews confirmed yet, but soon, eventually, I'm going to have interviews. So I decided to get my hair cut because I needed it. But otherwise, it's been a pretty busy week, all in all. I was in court again on Thursday. Really enjoying it. I actually have opened up my schedule, so I'll be there on Thursdays all day and Fridays all day for the next, until further notice. Otherwise, it's just kind of, been working on a number of things. It's been really warm out here. Taylor's been doing some art stuff. She actually was kind of sick the past few days. And I've just been applying to jobs. All in all, it's been pretty much the same story every day. I don't really have much to talk about this week because obviously the big news was Senator John McCain passed away, which was sad. I mean, he'd been an Arizona senator for, I want to say 24 years. I think he was in his 6th term, I think. And sorry if it's kind of loud. I'm in the front room because I was working on some stuff on the computer. So if it's a little loud, I apologize. Otherwise, something new did come out this week. The Starfinder Armory ended up coming out this week. Actually, it came out a few weeks ago. I think it came out August 21st. We ended up going to the bookstore, bought a lot of stuff. I have an actual hiking notebook now, which I'm looking forward to, because I love hiking and I really want to keep writing about what I see on these hikes because it helps you remember it. But I haven't done much hiking because, as I said, it's been overwhelmingly warm. And even if it hasn't been overwhelmingly warm, I've been really busy just applying to jobs. I think I have probably 60 or so applications out right now, along with my normal court work and things such as that. So it's been pretty hectic. This week, actually, Taylor and I finished up most of our minis that you got us for our wedding. I didn't finish up all of them. One of them I'm a little intimidated by, truth be told. But it's something I find relaxing. I really enjoy just painting the minis as I'm watching a documentary on Netflix or something. Which, speaking of which, I've actually, that's usually what I've been watching on the TV, is, it's Ken Burns' The West. Now, I'm sure you know who Ken Burns is. He is one of the best documentarians in the world. Like, one of the finest documentary series ever made was Ken Burns' The Civil War, and it's on Netflix. I heavily recommend if you ever get a chance to watch it. The West, which I'm watching currently, is also really good because it focuses on the time just before and just after the Civil War, when the United States is having the westward expansion. It's been really fascinating, and definitely something that I've learned a lot through it, and I've just gained more and more respect for the men and women who ended up, against all odds, going out west to try and have a better life when everything was stacked against them. But not only did they survive, they thrived, and that's why, like, in American mythology, the Wild West is, well, a pretty mythological part of it. But it's been a really good series. And also, one of the podcasts I've listened to, I guess this is going to be mostly a history video. One of the other podcasts I've been listening to for a long time now is American History Tellers, which I've mentioned to many people and I heavily recommend. Well, they're doing a series on the national parks now, and it's really cool. They the first one was all about Yosemite in California. The second one was all about Yellowstone, and then this most recent one was all about Teddy Roosevelt and how he got into the presidency and what he did for conservation. Now, Teddy Roosevelt I always had great respect for, but I've learned so much about him through this podcast, and he is one of the most incredible people who've ever had the office of president. Because his story is so fascinating Like, I can't recommend American History Tellers enough. Anytime somebody asks me if I recommend a podcast, I always recommend American History Tellers. I think you should check this one out because it is about the national parks, and I've learned so much that I didn't know about the national parks and how we almost didn't have them. The government almost privatized all of it and let it all get basically torn apart for profit. Including, like, in the next episode, we're going to learn about the Grand Canyon. And Arizona didn't really want the Grand Canyon. They wanted to actually strip mine it for all the important things in there. But Teddy Roosevelt was not going to let that happen. So Tony, my question for you is: are there any new things you've learned historically in the past week? Tony, I'll see you on Tuesday. Later, bro.